Hey there, YouTube. Welcome to my channel. Shout out to all you Cricut newbies. Today I'm going to teach you how to use the contour button in Cricut Design Space. You may have taken a peek at it in the past or heard others try to explain it, and maybe you thought, this sounds too complicated. I'll let you in on a little secret. Contour is simple to use. When you finish this tutorial, you'll be using contour just as well as I can. Pause this video and open up Design Space. Then meet me back here. See you in a minute. Okay, now that you've opened Design Space, we're ready to find our images. Here are the 4 that I picked that I know will work really well with contour. So go ahead and click on Images and we'll search for them. Takes a minute to load. Okay, come over to the search bar and type in pumpkin and hit enter, or click on this little magnifying glass. Go to filters and we're going to click on Cricut Access, and it's got the little green A there. Since all the images I chose are in Access, scroll down and find the pumpkin that we're going to use. Here it is. If you can't find it, the number is number M79E80C1. You can search for it by number as well. So let's go ahead and click on it so it highlights green around the box. And we're going to search for our next image. We don't have to insert it yet. It'll stay selected. The next image is pumpkin patch. So go ahead and type in pumpkin patch in the search. And here it is. The number is number M3DDA5, and you do have to put in the number sign when you search. So go ahead and select it, and we'll search for the next one. The next one is called Scary. Scroll down and find it. It's right here. Has the moon, the bat, and says Scary. And the number is number M40EC2. Go ahead and select that one as well. And the last one is Damask Pumpkin. And click the search. And here it is, and the number is number M471CF. Go ahead and select that, and then you can come down to the right and click Insert Images. And wait a minute for it all to load. And go ahead and make them smaller and move them over to the left here like I did. Since I already have mine, I don't need these. So we have the pumpkin first. We're going to work on that one. Then the pumpkin patch sign. And then Scary. And then last we'll be working on the Damask pumpkin. First thing we're going to do is select our pumpkin and hit duplicate. I like to leave the original alone in case you don't like what you got, so you'll always have the original to go back to. I'm going to make it a little larger. Make sure it's selected and come down here, bottom right side corner, and click Contour. That'll bring up your contour box. Now to the left, you'll have the whole image, and to the right it just shows the different layers. You can work on the big box or you can work over on the layer side. It doesn't really matter. What we're going to do first though is come down here and click on Hide All Contours. Then scroll up and X out of the box. There you go. The first thing we got is a nice solid background to layer on. Let's go ahead and duplicate this. Now, go back down to the bottom right and click Contour again. As you can see, all the layers are really still there even though you couldn't see them. Now you can't hide the layer that's showing because when you contour it makes you leave at least one thing. But we can bring back the eyes and the mouth, and then we can get rid of the background. So go ahead and do that. When you come up and X out, you'll see that you have just the face. Go over to the right in your layers and click on the dot. Then you can change the colors. I'm going to change mine to yellow. We've already completed this one. Now we have an orange layer that's solid that we can layer on top of, and we have the face. So we went from this single layer image to a double layered image. I'm going to select the whole thing and group it. Then I can make it smaller and move it to the side. All that grouping does is hold them together so you can move them around without the layers moving on you. Okay, next we're going to work on this cute little pumpkin patch sign. So go ahead and select it. Come up to the top right and hit duplicate. I'm going to make mine a little bigger while I work on it. And come down here on the bottom right and hit contour. We're going to click on Hide All Contours again. And come up to the top and X out. Now we have our solid background. Go ahead to the top and hit duplicate again. And then bottom right corner, contour. Okay, this time I'm going to click on the letters for pumpkin and bring those back in. And then I'm going to get rid of the background. I'm going to hide it like that. And come up to the top and X out. You can see that just pumpkin is showing. Okay, so we have our word pumpkin. I'm going to come over to the layers. If you see, when you select it, it highlights what you're working on. Click on the colored dot, and I'm going to change pumpkin to orange. Now we can move it over to the sign. I'm going to select the background sign again and click on duplicate. Go to contour again and click on it. This time I'm going to bring back the word patch. And I'm going to remove the signpost again. You can click on it down in the layers panel or over here, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that just patch is showing. Everything else will be grayed out. Now that we have patch, we can make that any color we want. So come over to the right and change it to the color you want. I'm going to click on green. It's actually sage. There we go, we have 3 layers so far. We've got 1 more to do. So click on the sign and hit duplicate one last time. Click on contour. And this time I'm going to bring back the little nail. And I'm going to get rid of the background. So just the nail is showing. It's right here. And X out. I'm going to come over to the layers panel to the right, click the dot, and I'm going to change mine to gray. And, whoop, come on. Move that over to my sign. And we've now finished our second image. I really think this one's super cute. I'm going to select it all and click group. So we have the background that's solid. We have a layer that's the little nail, a layer that's the pumpkin word, and a layer that says patch. I bet you didn't know contour was this simple. I don't know why it takes people so long to go down there and play with it, but it's really not as complicated as it sounds. It's real easy to use. Next, we're going to work on the image Scary. So go ahead and click on it, come up to the top, and choose Duplicate. And I'm going to make mine a little bigger while I work on it. If you notice, you look down to the bottom right and contour isn't available. It's grayed out. That's because this is a grouped image. What we need to do is come up to the top and click on Ungroup. This image already has 2 layers. I'm going to click on the background layer because I want to change it to white so that I have a white moon. So I'm going to come over to the layers, click on the dot, and choose white. Now I'm going to click on the top layer, and if you notice, it's all one image, and the problem with that is I can't change the color without the whole thing changing, and I don't want that. I want a black bat, but I want to change the color of Scary. So what we need to do is click on it and come back down to contour. I am going to click on the word Scary to remove it, and don't forget the little inside pieces of the letters, and just leave the bat. You can see on the right side in the layers just the bat is showing. You can X out. Now I can move the bat into place, and I'm going to duplicate it. Come down to contour again. This time I want to bring back Scary and the little inside pieces, and I'm going to remove the bat. Now I can change the color of the word Scary. So go over to the layers, click on the dot, and I'm going to change mine to lilac. You can change yours to whatever color you want. Now you can't change each letter individually because if you look, they're all connected. So when you change the color of this word, it's going to change the whole thing. Move this over in place, and we've finished another image. I'm going to select it all and click Group. Okay, the last image we have is the damask pumpkin. Go ahead, select it, come up to the top and hit Duplicate. Move it over to the side I'm going to make it a little bigger to work on. And if you notice, this is another two-layered image that's grouped. So let's go up to the top and click on Ungroup. Now I want to click on my background because I want to change the color. So I'm going to go over to the layers and change mine to black. You can leave yours or change the color, whichever you like. Now I'm going to click on this top image and come down to contour. Now all that I want this time is just the flourishes. So I'm going to get rid of everything else. I'm going to get rid of all the little pieces of the pumpkin. And then I'm going to get rid of this background. So just the flourishes are showing. Everything else should be grayed out. And then we can X out. Now that I have the flourishes, I can change the color. So I'm going to come over to the right and click on the dot. And I'm going to change mine to maybe lavender. If you want to center this, you can select them both and come over to Align and go down to Center. Looks like I had it pretty good. Okay, I'm going to click on this and hit Duplicate. Then I'm going to come down to Contour again. This time I want to get rid of the flourishes. Because I just want, I need to click on something so I can get rid of that last piece. I just want the pumpkin. So just the pumpkin slices. Everything else should be grayed out. Come up and click out. So now I just have the pumpkin, and I can come over to the right, click on the dot, and I can change it to orange. I think this one's called Adobe Clay. So we can duplicate that again, move it over, and come down to Contour. This time I want the top of the pumpkin, the stem, so I'm going to click that, and I'm going to click on all the little slices of the pumpkin to remove them. Make sure everything else is grayed out, and exit. And I'm going to click on the dot in the Layers panel, and I'm going to change the top of the pumpkin to green. This one's called Sour Apple. And now I can move that into place. And there we have it. That's it for today. I bet you're surprised how easy it actually is to contour. It's really simple. I'm going to group mine together. And I hope to see you guys next time I do a video. And thank you for joining me. If you've learned something, go ahead and click that like button. And if you want to see the next video, click that subscribe. See you next time.